somebody who abhors secrets, you run a pretty secret organization.
That's not true. What we want is transparent government, not transparent people. We are an organization who, one of our primary goals is to keep certain things secret, to keep the identities of sources secret. Secrecy is an inherent part of our operation.
The State Department would make the same argument, that they have doing very sensitive work, that they're trying to make peace and negotiate situations around the world very delicately. It's important that they do this in secrecy. What's the difference?
And we don't say that the State Department should have no secrets. That's not what we say. Rather, we say that if there are people in the State Department who say that there is some abuse going on, and there's not a proper mechanism for internal accountability and external accountability, they must have a conduit to get that out to the public. And we are the conduit.
There's a perception on the part of some people who believe that your agenda right now is anti-American.
Not at all. In fact, our founding values are those of the US Revolution. They are those of people like Jefferson and Madison. And we have a number of Americans in our organization. If you're a whistleblower and you have material that is important, we will accept it, we will defend you, and we will publish it.
Fellow digital soldiers to True Reporting. It is the 22nd of September, and on today's podcast, we have a massive show for you today, as I've been doing a lot of digging this morning. Coming at us from the Gateway Pundit, FBI agent who uncovered Weiner's laptop with Hillary's emails and so much more. Think Huma Abedin, think crimes against children, think Hollywood, CEOs, former presidents. A lot of bad things were on those hard drives. Well, he was told by the FBI leadership that whatever he found, he had to erase it all. Guys, this is massive news, and you have got to know that this will be brought into the light, into the public eyes, because what will unite us all together is crimes against children. We'll be talking also about a Chuck Grassley comms. We all know that these elite talk and communications, especially the White Hats, speaking about Maggie Haberman. That's old news to us, and we'll bring that back up. She had a lot to do with the Obama administration as being one of their pets. Also, guys, to round off the podcast, we'll be talking about the Queen being told to renounce her royal title immediately as writing on the wall over the monarchy's demise. We have that and some 8kun posts and some memes, guys, so make sure that you are ready for a great podcast, and always know that it is always an honor for me to be on the front lines with each and every one of you day in and day out, because in the end, my friends, where we go one, we go all. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Let me tell you about my sponsor, Noble Gold. You know, life has never looked so uncertain as it does right now. Across the U.S., people are being paralyzed into indecision. So many people humming and hawing about everything, feeling flustered with all of these shutdowns, avoiding that issue, the money one. But bleak as it might look, there may be a silver or even gold lining. If you've worked for years before CV, you could have a 401k sitting around gathering dust, or even an old IRA that we could help with. Working for your old company when it could be working for you. We're not talking peanuts either. Some plans have thousands of dollars in them. All your 401k plans. Look into this, please. To find out more about unlocking your own hidden treasure, call the team at Noble Gold at 877-646-5347. And if that's not an incentive enough, Noble Gold is giving away the U.S. Mint's own solid silver 5-ounce $1 Apollo 11 moon landing coin when you sign up today for a gold or silver IRA. I have one. It's so worth it right now to jump on the phone and deal with this by calling 877-646-5347 now. Please, guys, jump on this opportunity. They will help you out. It's a great company and they support True Reporting, and you get an awesome coin in the meantime, my friends. So again, thank you for choosing Noble Gold, and I hope you enjoy the podcast. All right, guys, it's good to have you aboard. Before we get into today's show, would you please go ahead and subscribe to my backup channel, True Reporting 2.0. We're very close to hitting 20,000 subscribers, so please do that just in case anything happens to the main channel. We all know that censorship is on the rise, and we are being suppressed left and right, so please do your part in subscribing to True Reporting 2.0. Also, guys, follow me on Twitter at True Reporting. You can follow me on Parler at True Reporting 1985, and don't forget to leave a like on this video. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers on YouTube, thus more eyes on the truth. And with that being said, my friends, let's go ahead and hop into it together. This is True Reporting. Guys, I wanted to talk about, as you could see from the intro video, we had J.A. on there talking about that the government should have full transparency. I fully agree. I want 100% transparency. I want full disclosure, and I know you guys do as well. So, guys, you all know that recently the president said that he would pardon Assange if he was given the correct information. We all know that we are watching a movie. I believe he will be brought back home. He will be pardoned, and he will be in safe insulation within the White Hat movement. I can promise you that. He will be protected by military and the president. So this dropped today. We could see here Assange's fiance is asking Scott Morrison to guarantee his family's safety. Wonder why that is. From London, the mother of Julian Assange's children is seeking Australian citizenship for their sons and has called on Prime Minister Scott Morrison. I don't believe we can trust this guy. I think he is a black hat, or he is compromised with what has taken place within Australia. We all know that they are on a lockdown. They have to have only one member go to the grocery store of the family, and also they're not allowed to leave their house for more than 24 hours. Same sort of scenario is taking place within London with Boris Johnson. Maybe these guys are completely blackmailed, who knows. But Prime Minister Scott Morrison to promise the family that they would be safe if they were going to live in Australia if the WikiLeaks founder escapes being extradited to the United States. Speaking to the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age, Stella Morris said that she would love to live in Australia, but only if the family's safety was guaranteed. You cannot put it past the Australian government. I can promise you that. They need to be extradited to the U.S. I think that we are seeing optics here. I believe that he will be pardoned, and I believe they will be in safekeeping, the entire family within the United States. This is the safest place to be. I can promise you that. The WikiLeaks founder is resisting an application to send him to the U.S. to answer an 18-count American indictment. Whoa. Assange has been formally rearrested on a new U.S. indictment, which updates and broadens previous charges. All but one are for violations of the country's Espionage Act. Remember, Ed Snowden is the traitor. Julian Assange is the hero. He is a patriot. Assange has been living in the embassy since 2012 after seeking refuge to avoid arrest and extradition to Sweden. Remember, guys, all this took place during the Obama administration. Of course, he would not want to be extradited because then he would be murdered because of all the information he has attained. Think about that. But now, with the Trump administration, I can guarantee you, as Assange is a patriot, that he will be pardoned and brought to the U.S. for safety under this administration. We all know what's taking place. Think optics. At the time, the South American-born Morris had joined his legal team to help fight his extradition to Sweden, where he was accused of sexual assault. That is bullcrap. Swedish authorities dropped the investigation in 2019. Remember, they're trying to get him out so they can get him eradicated off this planet, just in case he was going to be put in front of a grand jury, which then he could absolutely expose every single which one of them. The pair had 2 children, Gabriel 3 and Max at 18 months, keeping their relationship and growing family a secret from outside the world until earlier this year. Morris said she and Assange had thought having a family together would be impossible, but began dreaming of the idea and finally pursuing it after former U.S. President Barack Obama pardoned Chelsea Manning, the former soldier and whistleblower who was convicted of espionage. The trajectory was that he, Julian, would be free, and also the Department of Justice has announced that it would not prosecute him for the Manning disclosures. She says that was the setup, guys. They want him dead because he has all their information. Guys, I really do have a huge feeling that they are going to bring this entire family back to the U.S. in protection, because if it was under the Obama administration, they would all be probably eliminated because of the information that J.A. has on each and every one of these monsters. He will be protected by white hats, completely insulated. He is a vital source of information, as we all know. Now, moving forward, a big news. FBI agent who uncovered Weiner's laptop with Hillary's emails says FBI leadership told him to erase all of his findings. This gentleman's name is John Robertson. This is the guy who was told, you better erase it. John Robertson was an FBI agent who investigated crimes against children. This is how he stumbled upon Hillary Clinton's emails. We first reported on Robertson in August of 2018 when the mainstream media was focused on the Trump-Russia-Mueller sham investigation. Guys, I'm telling you, the gateway pundit follows the boards. John was assigned to the Anthony Weiner case, a top Democrat married to Hillary Clinton advisor Uma Abedin. Think of what is on these hard drives, and you know what I'm talking about. During his investigation of Weiner's computer, John discovered thousands of Hillary Clinton's emails and blew the whistle on Comey, McCabe, and Strzok's cover-up of evidence. Yesterday, the Washington Examiner reported, the crickets I was hearing was really making me uncomfortable because something was going to come down. Robertson said he later told Justice Department investigators, why isn't anyone here? Like, if I'm the supervisor of any, in quote, counterintelligence squad, and I hear about this, I'm getting on the headquarters and saying, hey, some agent working CP here may have Hillary Clinton's emails. Get your ass on the phone, call the case agent, and get a copy of that drive. Because that's how it should be. And nobody reached out to me within, that night. I still to this day don't understand what the hell went wrong. Robertson wrote a letter to Seth in late October after the October 19, 2016 meeting, during which he implored Assistant U.S. Attorney Amanda Kramer of the Southern District of New York. Remember that the SDNY is massive, and we're going to delve deep into that here very shortly. He was talking to the Southern District of New York to push FBI leadership to look at the thousands of emails he had unearthed, and we all know what he is talking about. I have very deep misgivings about the institutional response of the FBI to the congressional investigation into the thick-ankle dog-faced email matter. Put simply, I don't believe the handling of material I have by the FBI is ethically or morally right. But my lawyer's advice that I simply put my SSA on notice should cover me is that I have completed CYA, cover your ass, and I have done so. Robertson wrote, further, I was told by Kramer that should I whistleblow, I will be prosecuted. Anything to cover their tracks, right, guys? Robertson continued, the FBI possesses 20 times more emails than Comey testified to. While Comey did not know at the time about what I have, people in the FBI do now. And as far as I know, we are being silent. They are told to keep their mouths shut. Or what could happen? They'll probably disappear after being prosecuted. If I say or do nothing more, I am falling short ethically and morally. And later, I may be accused of being a Hillary Clinton hack because of the timing of all of this. But if I say something, for example, whistleblow, I will lose my reputation, my career, and risk prosecution. I will also be accused of being a Donald Trump hack. This is what they do. It's all blackmail. Also, the only advice from his bosses was to erase his office computer, which meant leaving no record of his investigation, a new book says. Charles Ortel, who is an expert on the corruption within the Clinton Foundation, believes that there were a number of Clinton emails that were on Weiner's laptop. October surprise. Do we know where that's from? October surprise. Check this out. October surprises being prepped and warmed. I saw that. Right when I saw that, I had to bring it to your attention. October surprise. Now, others believe that what was found on Weiner's laptop was shocking. We reported this on August 18th as well, back in 2018. Think about what could be shocking. Think about General Flynn's attorney, Sidney Powell, and what she has said, that she completely validated what was on there, saying that the Southern District of New York police officers had seen what was on this laptop. It made them vomit, that they have never seen any sort of abuse like this ever. And we all know what they're talking about. It has been validated. Guys, moving forward, I'm just telling you that what is on this laptop is completely shocking, and the Gateway Pundit is talking about it as well. In late 2016, shortly before the 2016 election on November 4th, 2016, Eric Prince, the founder of Blackwater, if you don't know what that is basically a underground military operation. They're basically frogmen, you know what that is, Marines. They basically go in and extract terrorists, information, stuff like that. That is extremely underground work. Also, if you think of Betsy DeVos, she's part of the education system of the administration. That is her brother. So direct ties to the Trump administration and to Eric Prince, the founder of Blackwater. Eric Prince said on Breitbart Radio that what was on there were shocking things. Prince claimed he had insider knowledge of the investigation that could help explain why FBI Director Comey had to announce he was reopening the investigation into the Clintons' email server last week. Because of Wienergate and the sexting scandal, the NYPD started investigating it. Through a subpoena, through a warrant, they searched his laptop and sure enough, found those 650,000 emails. They found way more stuff than just information pertaining to the inappropriate sexting the guy was doing. Prince claimed, "You know what he's talking about. We have insider knowledge. This is phenomenal." They found State Department emails. They found a lot of other really damning criminal information, including money laundering, including the fact that Hillary went to the sex island with convicted pedophile Jeffrey. Bill Clinton went there more than 20 times. Hillary Clinton went there at least 6 times. You know what they're alluding to. You have to know. The amount of garbage that they found in these emails of criminal activity by Hillary, by her immediate circle, and even by other Democratic members of Congress was so disgusting. They gave it to the FBI and they said, "We're going to go public with this if you do not reopen the investigation and you don't do the right things with these timely indictments," Prince exclaimed. Guys, and again, remember, Robertson was told, erase all of this information. He worked for the FBI for crimes against children. Do you see the correlation that I am bringing to you? Massive. I believe I know, and this is from a very well-placed source of mine at one police plaza in New York. The NYPD wanted to do a press conference announcing the warrants and the additional arrests they were making in this investigation, and they've gotten huge pushback to the point of coercion, guys, from the Justice Department, within the Justice Department, threatening to charge someone that had been unrelated in the accidental heart attack death of Eric Garner almost 2 years ago. That's the level of pushback the Obama Justice Department is doing against actually seeking justice in the email and other related criminal matters, Prince said. Prince shared that the NYPD kept a copy of all emails on Wiener's computer and the following. We still don't know what happened to Wiener's emails. We now know that Robertson did a CYA, backed everything up to protect himself. The American people deserve to know what was on that laptop and on those emails. Guys, the crooked FBI stole it. But wouldn't you think that the NYPD kept a copy, a solid state, if you will, an external hard drive of all of those emails to themselves? They've given it to probably Rudy Giuliani. They've probably given it to Attorney General Barr, and they've probably given it to the president, guys. Remember, they all know where the bodies are buried. I can promise you that. Now, speaking of coercion and actually backpedaling and holding of information, we all know this was taking place in the Southern District of New York. We all know that Attorney General William Barr is actually firing judges that were within this district. Jeffrey Berman, U.S. Attorney behind inquiries into Trump allies, resigns after Barr announces his firing. Remember, they've got to clean up the judicial system. I believe this is one step closer to finding out what is on those emails, what was actually on Anthony Weiner's laptop. They are cleaning it up, and they are going to bring forth this information. I can promise you. All of this is part of a movie. It's all being baby steps so that we are able to actually realize what were on those emails and the punishment behind each and every one of them. Crimes against children, Uma Abedin, Frazzle Drip. You can think of Hillary Clinton. You can think of Epstein. Anything you want to. Bad stuff, guys. It's not dealing with just children. Think of babies. Think of everything else. It gets dark and dastardly. I can promise you that. And it will all be brought into the light. I can promise you that. Now, moving forward, guys, I wanted to show you this Chuck Grassley tweet definitely full of communications. The pigeon's life that ended near Grassley's farm this weekend hailed from the Sheboygan Flying Club in Wisconsin. I stand corrected. It wasn't an, in quote, pet. It was a racing pigeon. Thanks to my followers for the info. Now, this is well short of 150 characters or whatever Twitter allows. Why is he spelling things wrong? He's placing abbreviations throughout this tweet. There was a breakdown actually on Acun, and we're going to go further into it. Think about this. Pet, okay? Pet, Grassley Comms, post 1224, Maggie as their pet. Coincidence? Think Wendy. Coordinated, The Awakening. Every detail accounted for. Remember, this is so perfect for what I've been trying to tell you. Every detail accounted for. Every scenario planned for. Enjoy the show. This is a controlled demolition. I've been saying this for months, guys. The way that they are acting with Biden, with Kamala, everything that has just been off with the left is actually being controlled by the white hats. It is a controlled demolition to make them look like fools. It is actually a baby step, drawn out, death by 1,000 paper cuts plan against the deep state to expose them for what they've been doing. We are watching a movie, guys. I will show you this as well. If you don't know what Maggie is, in quote, Wendy, Maggie Haberman, right here. Lindsay Haberman is an American journalist. She is a White House correspondent for the New York Times and a political analyst for CNN. She previously worked as a politician reporter for the New York Post, the New York Daily News, and Politico. Now, as we move forward, the Clinton campaign office, this is directly from WikiLeaks, the Clinton campaign office wrong or rightly saw Maggie Haberman, the woman I was just talking about, as, in quote, their pet. As their pet, as this internal email published by WikiLeaks makes clear. What is Chuck Grassley talking about? Pet, in quote, all of these abbreviations, well short of 150 characters. Is this communications? There are multiple posts about this woman, by the way, dating back all the way to 2018, early 2018. Remember, yesterday, Maggie showed with Hussein, points outline, POTUS - Wendy. Today, POTUS, Maggie, focus. One day he calls her Wendy, the next day he calls her Maggie. We need to focus on this. Confirmation, coincidence, learn our comms. Learn our comms, right? Moving down a little furthermore, there's more of these posts, guys. Over the target, expand further. Wendy and Hussein, think Mac. I can't say those words, but you know what I'm talking about. This is their pet. They bring them in. They handle them. How long has he known this woman? Remember, pet. Hint, Hussein and Maggie, Wendy. How many pics can you find of them together? Ages 10, 11, 12, 17. Absolutely disturbing. They groom these people. They groom all of them. I always have told you that when we watch these press conferences, that every one of these reporters are agents. They are groomed. They're part of the problem, and they have probably been hurt and actually probably MK Ultra'd or fractured into believing what their handlers are telling them to do. All of these people have handlers. All of these people are controlled. And now we're starting to see this. Remember, multiple posts, guys, and the president knows about it. Because remember, POTUS says Wendy one day, Maggie the next. Case in point, this is from post 1221. Hello, Maggie. Trust funds 3. Remember, pets, they're taken care of. I just said they're groomed. They're brought up through the rankings. Deposits routed from the EU. Why are deposits originally from the EU being transferred into 3 trust funds? Children, how do you get your talking points? They're given to them. How do you get it through the rankings, right? Why do so many DC journalists ask yourself, Maggie, and replace burner phones every week? How do you pass the new number out? Tweets are very important. Do you feel safe? Maybe this woman, Maggie Haberman, is going to be brought back up into the news. Obviously, Chuck Grassley is talking directly to her. I believe that we're going to see something here very soon. And again, guys, everything that we are being shown from the Mockingbird media is completely fabricated. These are agents. These are not normal people. They are trust fund children. They are pets, guys. Think about it. The White Hat team knows exactly what's going on. The president knows exactly what's going on. This is very significant, and I believe that you should show this to the rest of your Twitter family, your Facebook friends, whatever you need to do, because the ties here are quite obvious what they're getting at. That a lot of these people that are based within the journalistic standpoints of our mainstream media have handlers. They have probably been groomed, brought up through the rankings, completely MK Ultra to believe what they're supposed to believe. And I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I find this absolutely astonishing. I will leave you all with this. The Queen was told to renounce royal title immediately as writing on wall in quotes over monarchy's demise. Guys, this is massive. Graham Smith, the CEO of Republic, told Express.uk that members of the public do not care for other members of the royal family, and that after Queen Elizabeth II passes away, the monarchy should not be pursued any further. The Republic is an organization that campaigns for the abolishment of the monarchy and for the Queen to be replaced by a democratic elected head of state. Guys, I really think that the president has taken over Saudi Arabia. He's taken over the Queen. He's taken over the Vatican. So many more, and he is leading the charge, and other countries shall follow. Mr. Smith said, "My view is that all the royals should renounce their titles. I think that the writing is on the wall. Why don't they do themselves a favor and say we are not going to pursue this any further? Have the monarchy until the Queen passes away, and then let's move on and do something different, guys." I think that if William and Kate were sufficiently self-aware, they would understand it would not only benefit the country, but benefit them. They could go off and enjoy themselves and do whatever they want on their own money and their own time. During the same interview, Mr. Smith stated that Prince Charles replacing Queen Elizabeth II as king would, in quote, hasten the end of the royal family. The Republic CEO added that the Prince of Wales becoming king could result in a very serious crisis. Republic has also made a film regarding Prince Charles titled, in quote, "The Man Who Should Not Be King." Mr. Smith said, "We have made a documentary titled The Man Who Should Not Be King about Prince Charles. We are, and I think a lot of people are concerned about Charles becoming king, and I think he is going to hasten the end of the monarchy." Guys, we all know who Prince Charles is tied to. Very evil genes, very evil bloodlines within that family. You know it, I know it, and I think that the monarchy's over. I think the president is leading countries into the golden age. This isn't just for America, this is worldwide, guys. We are seeing the evil die out day by day, and we're only 40 some odd days away from the new election. Another 4 years, 12 years, 8 years, whatever, of President Trump, and I am extremely stoked about it. But remember, anything can happen. All assets will be deployed by the deep state. So if you see something, say something, and we shall be safe, and I can promise you we are all headed into a beautiful place. Guys, if you found this informative and you enjoyed it, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. You can follow me on Parler at TRUreporting1985. You can become a Patreon member today and help support this channel financially. I would really appreciate it. And always remember to leave a like, because guys, the more likes that this video receives, the more times it is shown to other people, and I would really appreciate it. Guys, always know that it is always an honor for me to be on the front lines with each and every one of you, day in and day out, because in the end, where we go one, we go all. Guys, if you found what you just watched informative and you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to the True Reporting family today. There are many ways to support this channel, like our Patreon link, our PayPal link, and our TRUreporting.us official website link in the description box below. Join the True Reporting family today and be a part of history, because where we go one, we go all.